Welcome to the Pulse of the Heartland podcast. This is episode 63. That was some calming music. Dang.
I almost fell asleep there.
Everybody in the mood to podcast. Yes.
I love the fact I'm just like trying to figure this out. I just press a random button and all of a sudden, oh, hey, we're recording. Come on, guys.
Wham, right into it.
I was tired of hearing your pre chatter there. We need to get going. Right?
You could have picked anyone and you picked that one.
If anything, make it a shorter time next time. For a minute was obnoxious. 30 seconds tops.
Hey, I'm new
one
here.
that I
Okay,
picked-
fire me if you got an issue here.
The one that I picked like 2 weeks ago was 30 seconds. So
I'm seeing. So I'm on a smaller monitor, a smaller screen, and now I see the 59 seconds. I see there's a couple 29-second ones. So
yeah.
when we do this next, I'll have to remember that.
Yep. All right. Well, we're only 63 episodes into this. We're still figuring it out. So
New software.
So here we are. Thanks for following along. We do appreciate it. See, just like that, we have some fun with these YouTube lives. We hope all of you do as well. So thanks for joining us. Thanks for listening to all the other 62 episodes. If you haven't, catch up. Geez, come on.
Yeah, you got nothing else going on.
Yeah, it's the summer. What are you watching? Baseball?
Yeah.
So
hear about how wrong we were on our NFL picks and our national championship picks.
Mm-hmm.
We caught up on those ones.
Yeah.
Hey, Brian, you and I were pretty good at doing picks, though.
NFL, yeah, actually, I was all right on NFL. Joey made the playoffs his bitch, and then I think national championship, no one really did super great. I know Trent had a couple bets that hit, but
no, I thought I was 100%. Am I wrong? I could be wrong, I guess.
Yeah,
you'll have to go back 35 episodes and listen. But anyway, so follow us on the socials, interact with us. We do like interacting with people watching as we go live. That's pretty fun. Joey, how can everybody get a hold of us?
Twitter and Instagram at Heartland Pulse, and then Facebook, just search Pulse of the Heartland. YouTube, if you're following us now, you know how to get there, but if not, just search Pulse of the Heartland, just like Facebook. And we're also live Monday nights on Twitter as well. So not only can you watch us there, but also on Twitter in August.
Correct. Joey's hinting here, episode 63 now. It's going to be the last episode of season 1.
wow.
We're going to take a little hiatus here for the next month and a half or 2 months. Gear up towards football. We will still have some special episodes like next week. We'll do this week we'll do a combat sports pod. Joey will be in on that. And in a couple weeks, we're going to do Struggle for Par pod for the Open Championship over at St. Andrews. So keep an eye out for those special pods. But every Monday, we're going to take a little break. So you're probably sick of us. We're sick of us too. Okay.
Yeah. We're going to take some time to find ourselves, really trying to find the true pulse of the Heartland here.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We're going to come back and around end of August, September-ish, even more obnoxious than we already are. So
we're doing a big group outing up in Montana. We're all going to get together, smoke some peyote, come back all zen, and be Buddhists after that. So enjoy this while you can.
For my actual employer, I will not be partaking in the peyote.
Well, by that time you'll be podcasting full time anyway, so it's
true.
It's true.
This thing's almost off the ground, anyways. So
yes, yeah. So official.
It's just gonna give us a little bit of a hiatus to let everyone go on vacations and stuff. As everyone knows, we're family men, most of us.
Oh, yeah.
So
and it's summer, so we're gonna do that. So, but Joey, what are you drinking?
I am back home for the evening and went a little hard on Saturday night, so I am doing some high quality H2O for the evening. I know I'm 34 going on 35, so it takes a couple days to recover, but I don't think that's it. I'm just relaxing. It's been a long couple weeks, so yeah.
Translation, you're being a nerd tonight. That's fine. We understand.
Just nerd.
So you're back actually in the Heartland, podcasting in the Heartland. Okay.
Yeah. Got back Saturday night. Down in Rochelle's basement office tonight, and yeah, that'll be podcasting for my place Wednesday night.
Very good.
Oh,
All right, Ryan, what are you drinking?
I'm going with the Cutwater whiskey, or what is that? Yeah, Whiskey Mule. I can't read tonight. I'm sorry.
Nice.
I need this break, guys. No, yeah, just going with a good classic that's always refreshing in the summer.
There you go. And Bryant, what are you drinking?
another Barntown one, the Real Slim Shandy. You get it?
Ooh,
It's like M&M. No, I don't know. I would say it's a golden ale, but it has like a lemon flavor afterwards. Actually, pretty good. I would say it's kind of not as good as the Lining Kugels, but you get what you get.
yep.
Trent, what are you sipping on, man?
I have Fernson Brewing Company Curio Sour Ale out of Sioux Falls, South Dakota.
Nice.
Classic.
Yeah. This is like one of my them and Remedies. Their sours are pretty tasty.
Like it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, agreed.
What was the brewery again? Sorry, Trent.
Fernson out of Sioux Falls.
All right, sweet.
Yeah. So everybody have a good weekend.
Yep. I was back in Yankton, and Trent, how do you guys live in that climate? Just humid, crap climate. How do you do that with bugs and all that? How do you do that?
Well, as you can see, I live in a house.
But don't you ever want to go out and do anything?
Air
Like,
conditioning.
Isn't it nice to just go out and try to play golf with a round of golf without your shirt just sticking to every part of your body?
I mean, it's what we do.
Got to power
We're
through,
used
my
to it.
friend.
We're used to it.
I realize how big of a wuss I've become when it's just like, yeah, I can't go east because there's humidity. So if you guys want to play in another tournament, you're coming out here, Trent.
Yeah, we've noticed that too about you, Ryan.
Yeah.
It's got to be 68 degrees with a slight breeze, no humidity. He'll be ready to go.
All right.
Yep.
Well, the one day a year that it's that, I'll be ready.
Oh, yeah. So,
Anybody else do anything over the weekend?
no, just prepping for the 4th of July. I went home. My mom throws a once a year family get together, and we invite friends over for supper and stuff. So we've been slowly making the house ready, and this weekend's was planting some more plants that she insists everyone will be looking at. And we tore out a huge bush in the backyard. So that was fun. It was supposed to be a couple hour project, turned into, like I said, that bush. We didn't plan on pulling it out, and then here we are at 6:30 last night. Tanner has his truck pulled up. We're yanking roots and shit out of the backyard. So I don't know. They might plant some more there, but it was just one of those weekends where I'm like, just imagine if I was landscaping for a living. I couldn't do it. I'd be a lot thinner, but I couldn't do it.
So Sunday night when I'm at the party, I am commenting on how nice the bushes and the flowers are.
Yep.
The
new summer, I think the flower's called Summer Crush. There's a she shed in the backyard. It's on the left-hand side. Commented on that. It's next to the tricycle decoration that I had to put back before I left. So,
okay.
Yeah.
I love these specific directions that are going on here.
Yeah.
Summer Crush. Got it. Right here.
Oh yeah. You'll see it because how beautiful it is back there now. But
on the left-hand side of the she shed.
Yep. You'll see all the fancy decorations she's put up. It looks wonderful back there now.
Yep. I'm commenting on every one of them this weekend.
Awesome.
So, all right. Well, let's hop into the smoking section here. Did anybody else, Pit Boss, get any playing time this weekend?
Oh, nope. I did.
Joey's did.
Oh, so I just did some pork chops and some smoked veggies and smoked asparagus. I just did that all last night, real quick and easy. But yeah, the veggies a huge hit. Even the kids liked it. It was crazy. Like it's all just that mixed frozen veggie stuff. Throw that in a pan with some seasoning on it, and it was good to go.
Interesting.
All right.
What
I'll
seasoning did you
have
put
to
on
get-
there?
What did I do last night? Garlic. I did that Kinder's black pepper and garlic, and then some Creole seasoning. We'll get a little Lowry's in there too.
Yeah. Figure anything to get kids eating their vegetables. You might want to throw that out there so people know what the hell to mix in there, I suppose.
Well, so I know Jack listens to this, so I'm not going to talk too much shit. But I bought three bundles of asparagus, and I was like, "Oh, I love asparagus," and I'm pretty sure that whole family does.
Yeah.
I don't know if anyone else ate any besides me. I've got at least 2 bundles left. So,
And your pee smells terrible.
Yeah, don't
So
follow Joey after using the restroom.
I was trying to explain that to Maisie. I was like, "Yeah, you should, eat asparagus. Then your pee smells, and it's funny." And she's like, "Why is that funny?" I'm like, okay,
What a
I guess
terrible
you just
smell.
don't get it yet.
You could say with hey, carrots, it helps with your eyes, or make up anything. And Joey's first thing with asparagus is makes your pee smell.
I mean, if you're a little kid, what's funnier than smelly pee?
I don't know. I don't know if anyone would ever sell me on something like that, even if I was 3. But I don't know. Maisie better than I do. Maybe that sells her on it.
I don't think I mean, maybe I just know my sense of humor better than anyone. And I'm just like, oh yeah, well, you want me to drink arsenic? Will it make my pee smell? Yeah, that's fine. I'm in. Let's do this shit.
There we go.
On the next POTH podcast.
Yeah.
We're just turning this into Jackass. After the peyote. After the peyote.
Oh boy.
Anyway,
So
Trent,
yeah. So I did a tomahawk ribeye steak on mine. So last Tuesday was my birthday. So that's what Katrina got me for my birthday. She had to call around up here. Finally found them at Fairway, actually. We're starting to get a few Fairways up in Sioux Falls.
oh hell yeah.
We're getting one in Brandon too. So we're big timing now. But yeah, she found tomahawks and got one, threw it on the smoker. Actually seared it on the cast iron. Just turned the propane grill up as hot as it would go, and then seared that a couple minutes per side, and then threw it on the smoker at 350 for 25 minutes per side. So it took about an hour to do. That got it to 133 degrees. So perfect medium rare. It's just amazing. Like I cut it off the bone and then just cutting it, slicing it. You could tell it was going to be awesome. Like it cut so easy. It was, tender, salt and pepper only. Didn't put any seasonings on it. So, yes, I would definitely do one again.
Hell yeah.
It looked delicious, man.
Yeah.
I can't believe you shared it.
What?
I can't believe you shared it.
Sure. Yeah. Amelia, she's sometimes hard to get her to eat. So if you tell her something steak, she likes steak. She'll eat it. And since, Katrina bought it for me, I let her have some as well.
All right.
I couldn't eat a whole 5-pound steak by myself.
I mean, if you believe in yourself, you could. You really got to dig down deep and try it, Trent.
I mean, just like on Snapchat, it was just as big as Turbo. I held it up next to him, and it was as big as my dog.
I think that's part of it. I think you saw the similar size, and you just kept thinking of Turbo when you were eating it.
Ron Swanson would be very disappointed in you.
Yeah.
Yeah. I didn't have a cigar and some Lagavulin with it either, so sorry.
Man, did you even actually eat it then? I mean,
Yeah.
Did you actually experience it, I should say?
I did, and it was delicious. So, did that Wednesday night. Tuesday was my birthday, but we got all new floors upstairs. So Tuesday we were busy getting all our furniture and stuff back in our house because we had to put everything in the garage. So we basically moved again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like you're fishing for this, but happy belated birthday.
Well, thank you. I wasn't fishing, but
Well, you mentioned it a couple times, so
that's why I got my
happy
steak.
birthday just because of it.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it, Ryan.
That's in spite of you, dang it.
Yeah, thank you. Anybody else do anything? Bryant, did you pan sear a steak or anything? Get the Instant Pot out?
No,
I
I haven't
mean,
been.
I
I
gotta
haven't been able
know.
to do that in the last couple weeks. I've gotten a little lazy, but I've really been thinking about if I should make something for our for the 4th of July, and I've been kind of trying to figure out what would be the best side to bring back home.
Wait, you're debating this? You're
Well,
not just gonna bring you.
Oh, go ahead.
You're not just gonna bring your cheese ball like always?
Mom makes it the best. She's the one that makes it the best. So why would
Oh,
I
that's
want to
right.
be?
Yeah.
Why would I want to bring the lesser of two? I
Man.
gotta come up with something new. So I don't know. Maybe I'll do. I've made a buffalo chicken dip a couple times. Maybe I'll do that. Just something a little different.
Yeah, I always my mouth is watering now just thinking of your mom's pickle wraps. God damn.
Yeah.
Oh, is she gonna make some Midwest sushi?
God.
Yeah.
She's got to put cocaine in that, right? Because it is so
Yeah,
fucking good.
I don't know what it. I don't know if it's a certain brand of pickle or the ham or because it's just normal cream cheese. But Joey's zipper is pretty tight every time he's eating those pickle wraps when he comes over to our place.
I'm
For
always
July.
hinting that Crystal needs to make me her own or my own set, but she never does.
Well, I think it's one of those where we go home and yeah, everyone maybe has the one or two, and then there's like 3 to 4 people that have about 5 each, and that's who devours it all. It's like
Yep.
deviled eggs. There's always the people you'll have 1 or 2, and then there's the person that has 8 of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Man, I'm not gonna lie. I've been looking forward to this section of our podcast for like the whole week because my favorite thing about 4th of July because I hate the heat and I hate all of that other shit, but I just like the food. So
let's jump into that. So we've kind of already foreshadowed that. Let's jump into the 4th of July. That's going to be a section here. So best foods, kind of talked about that. I think the most American thing to eat on the 4th of July is a hot dog, a grilled hot dog. I love a grilled hot dog. I'm not eating 77 of them like Joey Chestnut or something, but that's the 4th of July right there.
That is always
yourself,
so impressive.
I don't believe in myself. I can't eat 5 pounds of steak and I can't eat 77 hot dogs.
Now, I would say we were talking about it. I can't remember if it was. Oh no, we talked about it on here last year. I was gonna say what was the. I've been slowly asking every different friend group now what hot dogs they go. Are they going all beef? Is it Nathan's? Is there a certain category that they go for? So
cheapest Oscar Mayer wieners you can find on the grill is the best.
Yep, and just char them, or just a little grill marks on it.
Yeah. See, Katrina, she's bougie, so she's pinky up. She's got to have that Nathan's. Not me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree. I would say you got to have your hot dogs. I wouldn't say you usually. Well, now I'm growing up. You got to have a couple extra beers there. For the 4th. I'm trying to think other than like the side. I mean, I don't know. I'm a little bit more of a brats guy. The older I get, it's just I don't know. Weenies. I don't know. I like if it's the last thing on the plate. Yes, I'll eat it. But give me a brat any day, and especially with now like. Hy-Vee makes all those like pineapple and jalapeno. I mean, they got jalapeno, pineapple. They got so many different flavors now. I mean, they make these brats delicious.
I was just going to ask if you do normal, regular beer brats or whatever, but my favorite brat that I've found so far, and I think I've talked about it on here before, is the breakfast brats that our local grocer has.
Yeah,
they are supreme. But yeah, jumping off the hot dog thing, I know I sent you guys the picture today of the smoked queso on top of smoked hot dogs. I think I'm definitely going to have to try that this year. That looks amazing.
Well, fuck yeah. If you don't do it, why do you even have the smoker?
Right.
What about you, Ryan?
Hot dogs and hamburgers, both.
Yeah.
And I agree with Brian. I think brats are, I think I'm leaning towards brats more nowadays.
See, now this is where we miss Clark. I wish he would pop up like in the middle, like Alice from the Brady Bunch, and just break this tie because those two like hot dogs and we like brats. We need the tiebreaker come in here.
Well, I see David commented about a Bloody Mary brat, so he's going to be our tiebreaker and be pro brat.
Okay,
Thank you, David. That gives us on the right side of victory.
Yeah, I will. Honestly, I will definitely take the brat victory there the same way that all of these Big 12 wins with BYU and Houston, all this other stuff. Whatever I can take to win, I'm going to do it.
Yeah, you guys certainly lost the offseason this year with what's his nuts with Manning going to Texas there.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a Big 12 victory. They ain't SEC just yet.
God, will be by then.
Yeah. No, I think no, because I think from the way it sounds like they're thinking of staying the whole time because they were talking about if they have to leave early, they have to do the buyout. I think he would be in the Big 12 for 1 year. I don't think he'd play. I think that Quinn Ewers is probably going to still be the starter, but I would say I think he's going to be in for 1 year and then they move to the SEC. Because we're going to have 1 year where it's going to be chaos with 14 teams.
Yeah.
The good old Big 14.
The Big 14.
That we all know and love.
They're going to change the name for a year and then change it back to the Big 12.
You know, that classic rivalry of BYU and UCF. I mean, it's been storied.
So are we jumping into college football here with that? Jump into some Arch Manning talk?
Anyone have very strong 4th of July feelings that they need to get off their chest? This is the last episode of the season, boys.
I do. 4th of July is the best day of the year. It is.
I can go with that.
I love the 4th of July.
Second after Christmas.
Joey, you were disagreeing. What's your favorite day? Is it Arbor Day?
I'll take any day in the fall/winter over 4th of July. But
too hot.
Also coming from a guy that's had heat stroke twice. So, yeah, and normally has to work on the 4th of July. So, yeah, I don't normally like the 4th of July.
Yeah, Joey's opinion definitely not skewed there. But no, I can definitely see that past why I'd hate the 4th of July, too.
Yeah. But, no, especially if you grew up around Gowrie and stuff. I know going home and going to Gowrie and, like, going to Bryant's mom's and stuff, that's always fun. Don't get me wrong. But I always just I don't know. I'd rather spend the day in the pool and drink beer and then grill at the end of the night. And then my favorite part about 4th of July, fucking fireworks, man. I'm probably going to drop a couple hundo on that this year. And
the fireworks you shoot off yourself.
Yep, I did about 150 last year for Maisie's birthday because Maisie's born on the 5th. And I'm also going to do that for, just the 4th of July this year. So, yeah, I'm going to do it up this year, baby.
$150 of snakes and sparklers?
No.
Those are the good things. What are you talking about?
We did do smoke bombs last year, and they were really cool. I know my sister-in-law got a bunch of cool pictures with the kids standing in front of them, so that was kind of cool. And then it also just, I don't know, they're kind of, I think they're still afraid of loud noises and stuff, so we'll see how everything else goes. But the smoke bombs and the little army men that fly in the air, they think that shit's cool. But yeah.
So yeah, I think you mentioned, being around Gowrie and stuff for the 4th of July. That's probably why my opinion of the 4th of July is the greatest day of the year. Just because growing up in that environment, you look forward to the 4th of July for, weeks leading up to that. If you're from Gowrie, just because it's such a big day for our small town. But yeah, so Iowa, just a couple years ago passed fireworks were illegal in Iowa until a couple years ago. Professional fireworks, no, that was fine. But when I moved to Kansas, they're legal there. And we moved into our neighborhood and to our house there, and we're having a huge party in our neighborhood, and it's just constant. And I'm looking around, I'm like, I can see why this is illegal now. Someone's gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
Well, I would say they would I guess not constant, but there would be quite a few, and you'd see the cop whizzing by, to stop them on whatever street, and it wasn't as bad. But yeah, the last couple of years, you're just trying to have a conversation. They're popping off, all over the place now.
Yeah, I suppose that's probably another reason why I liked 4th of July at our farm and stuff. One, the pool was there, but we could just shoot off all the fireworks, and we didn't have to worry about anyone else or the cops or anything. So I don't know, Trent, if you remember, I think Bryant, you might have been there too, but when we would just take the ends off the bottle rockets and throw them in the bonfire and see where the hell they'd go. And
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Tanner Johnson's brother about got killed one year. So
good. Yeah. Good. We had good decisions back when we were.
We're very lucky that I'm not just sitting here with an eye patch talking about like, yeah, I remember, Joey. It was terrible.
I've got all my fingers. I got all my fingers.
all 10 digits. That's for sure. No, I would say, well, what a fucking stupid idea. Let's take the one small thing about this very dangerous thing that guides it. Let's just whip it off and let's just see what happens.
Yeah.
Also, I know a couple times. I'm pretty sure we've just threw a bunch of garbage in the bonfires before, didn't realize there's batteries there, and they blew up, and we all like flew backwards too. So we aren't the smartest people with fire.
I one time got pissed off for some reason and took my shirt off and threw it in there, and it was a tap out shirt. And then I was like, "Oh shit, I want this shirt!" So I took it out and patted it out, put it back on, and it looked cooler than when I had it the first time. So
there you go, it worked out.
Yeah. Fucking tap out, god damn, those were the days.
Yeah.
David is bringing up Exploding by Nate Johnson. Yeah, that's exactly what happened. But one of my other favorite memories, I don't know if we're going to keep touching on this, but is a 3-on-3 tournament that always happened at Rocket. It was a swimming park.
Swimming pool, Laurel Park.
Yeah, they still do that?
Nope, I don't think so.
Man. I remember the big thing was the Mosley brothers would come back and they would all be on a team, and then like we'd have like Shane and like Robbie Allen and stuff, and like trying to beat them, and they would just beat the shit out of most people. So I never played because I suck at basketball. But
but now for me it's the golf tournament. I play in the golf tournament every year on the 4th. So
well, that 3-on-3 tournament, the average height in Gowrie, Iowa was probably 5'7.5". So if you had anyone 6 foot tall, you were dominating that fucking thing.
Yeah,
man. Oh, Gowrie.
Joey, I think you better head on back on Sunday for the 4th of July.
I'm good. I'm gonna get in the pool all weekend and grill. That's my new thing. That's the one thing I want to talk about more food, because I'm looking for ideas. I think I'm gonna do meat candy. I'm probably gonna do those hot dogs. I'd like to do another pork loin. I saw something for firecracker cream cheese that had like I don't even know what it was in it, but it was like really spicy stuff. So yeah, I think I might do a bunch of shit on the smoker this weekend.
Hell yeah.
And it's also payday, so that could be dangerous. So
burning a hole in my pocket's got to go somewhere.
It's already gone.
Joey's trying to stimulate this economy right now, trying to reduce inflation any ways he sees possible. That includes buying a shit ton of cream cheese.
All the meat.
I don't know if it'll help, but he's going to buy it anyways.
So Katrina, for some reason, can't comment on the YouTube right now, but she's texted me and she said, fruit pizza always strikes me as a super 4th of July dessert. I like some pizza.
I was trying to figure out what the hell you were
You make the flag out of the white frosting, the red strawberries, the blueberries for the blue. I mean, come on.
Good call.
That's America. Just like Chad said, America.
Yeah.
America.
And popsicles out the yin yang, all the ice cream. Just, I don't know. My mom made this a couple times for Bryant's mom's party. Do you remember the ice cream sandwich cake my mom used to make? Like the double layer ice cream sandwiches with whipped cream and peanuts and stuff. I might make that. No wonder we all die of diabetes sometimes. So.
That's why every time I shake in disgust when I see a piece of fruit or a fresh vegetable. Bomb Pops, yes. That might be the most 4th of July dessert. Just strictly red, white, and blue. Cold when it's a hot day. I think it's classic. You see the kids where somehow there's blue above their eyebrow. I've never seen one kid eat a bomb pop cleanly, or adult for that matter.
So here's my question: Why can Katrina comment now? Is Restream trying to keep healthy items off the
chat? Fruit pizza, no. Bomb pops, let it happen.
The only other food is the Bloody Mary that David brought up. So that's as healthy as we can get. It's a meat.
Someone's going to try to type celery, and it's going to be blocked every single time.
Just going to be censored out the bottom, kick it out, removed.
And David says cake, and that's okay. So I just
Yeah. Didn't specify if it was healthy cake or not. I mean, it could be carrot cake.
Yeah, carrot.
Could be healthy cake.
Oh shit.
All right. Well, let's move on. We did touch on Arch Manning coming to Texas. So, like I said, he wants to go 4-8 and lose to KU every year. Good spot for him.
5-7 before they go to the SEC.
Sorry.
How far out do these teams have their schedules? And when they move conferences, do their schedules change, or do they keep what they prior had?
I'm assuming with Texas and Oklahoma, they're going to, because the SEC actually gets one more out of conference game. So I'm sure they're able to move that around with a little more ease, I guess.
Right.
Yeah, the SEC's got to put that cupcake game in there in mid-October.
I'm looking up because I know one of the big ones coming up, Texas, like this year, they're playing Alabama. So I wonder if a few of them might even be like SEC coming up because they can actually schedule some good teams in the future here. I mean, I'm looking up. They got at Alabama, Ohio State, Michigan. They got Georgia in 28 and 29, and then Florida in 30-31. So those ones will be easily replaced with whoever they I guess whoever they want to replace. Or I guess they could even just play them out of conference if they're not in their division. I guess it kind of depends on.
Have they been told what if they're going to be East or West?
No, they'll figure out a way to make sure Bama's on one and whoever else makes the most money is on the other side. That's how they got to make sure that's how it's done.
It doesn't matter when BK's LSU goes undefeated every year.
They'll be dancing their way to the championship. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly what's happening.
Their TikTok account is about to explode.
Notice we haven't had any of those videos for a while. I wonder if someone said, "Hey, BK, just kind of cool it a little bit."
Yeah. BK, like they had to talk with him like a high school dance. Let's get a little distance between you and the kids. Let's make sure we're enough room for Jesus here. But no, I guess with going back to Arch Manning, is anyone surprised he committed to the Longhorns?
No,
not really. I know we talked about it yesterday via text back and forth about whether we've heard that he's not as good as his hype, and it was all because of his name and stuff. And I know I texted you, but I wanted to see your guys' thoughts too. I think that he has to be as good as advertised. Otherwise, teams like Georgia and Clemson and people that are trying to beat Bama year in and year out would not have went after him. I mean, what's a name to Georgia or Clemson? I mean, they're going to get money brought in with other high-end 5-star recruits no matter what. So yeah. I think this was a bold move by Texas to grab a very high-profile athlete and also, again, bring more attention to that damn school that, can't live up to their preseason rankings.
Well,
so I didn't say this in the text conversation when we were talking about this, but the day he committed to Texas was like really the first time I've ever watched any video on him. And, me being the quarterback guru that I am.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
His every clip of him, the receiver is wide open. Mm-hmm. Anybody can make that throw. And his arm motion is, I'm sure he'll come to college, he'll come to Texas, they'll have a quarterback coach, mechanics will change, but his arm motion, it looks like he's just shot putting the ball out there. It looked weird, like his throwing motion.
I've got to look that up because that's exactly how Max Johnson looked. So now I have to look that up.
Oh God, he's not going to LSU. He's not going to torch you, bud.
Thank you.
That was my thing. I'm like, is he really that great? Like, is he the biggest prospect ever? I don't know.
Man, if he's that bad, you would think that his family should be able to afford him to go to like Peyton Manning's quarterback academy or something.
He'd probably go for free.
I don't know if he can get in.
His kids pay full price and make the NFL. He says full price for you, my friend. So
man, I guess I haven't watched any video on him.
Yeah, I'll definitely have to. I just think the one thing that I really feel, and and I know a lot of people share the same opinion, is, this is good. This is good to have something where we're talking about Texas in a positive light, because then if they shit the bed and I can be a Sark hater again, it just makes it that much more, it kind of got boring. It's like when the Yankees are bad. It's like, no, so they got to be somewhat relevant. So when they do shit the bed in the offseason or something bad happens, haha, you can talk about all your championships from 1926 and in the 1920s, and then we can just shit on you because you have all the amenities and you still can't, create a winner. So I don't know. I'm glad he chose him over those two. I guess technically Big 12 until they move his freshman or sophomore year, whatever it is. But I don't know. I kind of enjoy it, and it's kind of funny that, of like the stat I have in here, Texas, they've had 3 quarterbacks all time that have gotten like the perfect rating. It was Vince Young, Arch Manning, and then the guy that they just brought in, Quinn Ewers is the other guy with a perfect 100 rating. So now they haven't had this top type of recruit like this, and now they have 2 perfect rating quarterbacks that potentially are going to compete against each other. Is it next year or 2 years from now? 2 years from now, I think.
Yeah, he's 23.
23
class 23. Yeah.
So
I suppose spin zone on all this so that we can keep hating on Texas. Maybe Georgia and them just were propping them up, and all of a sudden like, oh no, you go to Texas. And
they were doing the bidding because they knew they were going to keep. They were going to have to buy it, and then all of a sudden they pulled out last minute.
And then Texas just got. That'd be great.
I did watch a little bit Trent just now. He does kind of have that same little, like almost like cocks his wrist down like Max Johnson did to do somewhat of a shot put. It's kind of weird. It's not as aggressive as Max's was, but it gives me PTSD.
It's not Tim Tebow-esque, is it? Like maybe I should watch a clip.
No. I think he'll be fine. It's a name, that's for sure. I mean, it's kind of like, the whole Charlie Woods thing. He's going to get every offer from every college and on the planet before he goes because of his name. And so if the guy can throw a football, and his uncle's Peyton Manning, correct? His uncle. Yeah,
I'm Chad said the long con that was Georgia and Bama there. So what do you think his deal was? How big was the bag that he secured from Texas?
Oh, I don't know. Do they have that posted?
I already texted it to you. It was a Longhorn Steakhouse. The Flo's Filet is unbeatable. All you can eat Flo's Fillets at Longhorn. You got it.
Oh man, I've ate Longhorn like twice a week for the last month, and they Parmesan crusted chicken is maybe my new favorite thing in the world. That is fucking phenomenal.
Longhorn's underrated.
Oh, very much. Very much. Everyone goes to the Texas Roadhouse, but man, that Parmesan chicken is amazing.
Mm-hmm.
The Archie Manning Parm chicken, that's what it's soon going to be named after once he gets that endorsement deal.
Parched chicken.
No, so we were talking supposedly, and it's been later proven false, but that Miami quarterback Jason Assad, I can't remember the name off the top of my head, but there's a rumor about this it was a 4-star quarterback, and it was behind Arch Manning, the 5th ranked QB. There was rumors going around where he got $9.5 million from Miami, and he had turned down $11 million from Florida, and both have since been proven wrong. But isn't it kind of sad or crazy that those numbers get thrown out and no one really bats an eye? They just kind of go, sounds about right now for this NIL, and there's no restrictions.
But
$9 million for a top quarterback,
if those rumors and those numbers are being thrown around, it makes me think that those numbers are being thrown around. Why else would that come out?
Yeah. The other strange thing, and where this is coming out as false, and the Gator Collective, where that had to come out and basically say this is not what happened, and we did not offer this much. The representative or agent for this 5-star or 4-star quarterback, he calls himself an NIL lawyer. You're acting like this is like I'm if I'm a lawyer, I do constitutional law. Okay, that's been around for a while. NIL's been around. Everyone knows the exact same amount as everyone else. You're acting like you're some expert. You're just some con man.
How can you be an NIL lawyer, a lawyer for something that there literally is no rules for?
Yeah.
So I just keep thinking of the lawyer that Michael Scott hires on The Office when, oh God, what was it? He's like,
sexual harassment, right?
yeah, so it's like that's what it was, sexual harassment. And then he does
Yeah.
Injury law, something else, blah blah blah. And it's like, what don't you do?
See, my first thought was Saul Goodman. Like, the dude's got to be a snake.
He's got to, dude.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not like there's some, you're poring over the documents. We all get the rules at the same time. Hell, we probably know just as much as that guy. We just don't. Whatever. Like I said, it really felt weird. It's like, okay, so you're representing 17, if not 18-year-old, and trying to talk about how these collectors are throwing around this money. It feels like, and he's made a career of it. It feels almost like Rich Paul. He was this salesman that ran into, Joey knows the story, but ran into LeBron, and he kind of faked it till he made it. And now he's a top agent. So maybe he's faking, I'm the NIL lawyer, gets his name out there, some stories, and now all of a sudden everyone wants to get represented by him because he's throwing out these numbers. And if this kid gets something similar, why the fuck wouldn't you put your trust into him and be able to set yourself up for that type of, I guess, payout or success or whatever you want to call it.
Which huge music diva is he going to date now?
Who?
Well, Rich Paul's dating Adele. Who's this NIL lawyer going to date?
He's gonna Olivia Rodrigo. I don't know. I can't think of any solo acts off the top.
Billie
of my head.
Eilish, because she's the bad guy.
She looks like Cillian Murphy. Ever since I saw the comparison of those two faces side by side,
yes,
it's like here's Cillian Murphy and here's Cillian Murphy with a double D bust. That's the difference right there. Maybe Cillian has that dragon tattoo as well that I know about just off the top of my head. But
she's the girl with the dragon tattoo?
She has one. Or it's a lizard. I don't know. I'm assuming it's a dragon. But
sorry, it was a joke about a movie.
No, I've seen it. I know.
Oh, okay, good.
So, no, but how to say, I don't know. Like I said, I think it's good for Texas. Bring someone in. We can hate on them a little bit more. So.
Not you. Not
yeah,
you.
Yeah. Joey, does your coworker still hate me because I hated on Sark so much?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, we'll start back up. Once college football comes up on Monday and I do our preseason pod.
Season 2, big Sark hate pod.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look out.
I switched departments too, so maybe he does.
Yeah. I tell you, man.
Yes.
It took me a little while to find that, but yeah, you're right on the money there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm only staring at one a little longer for some reason, though. I don't know why. I think it's just Cillian's eyes.
Yep. Yeah, I switched departments, so maybe that person still does hate you. I don't know. I haven't heard anything.
No, question number 1 when we do the preseason college football pod is does Sarkisian have that dog in him? And then we will discuss. The answer is no, by the way. He does absolutely not have the dog in him.
Does he have the dog in him?
I keep hearing that all over the place on Twitter, and I just wanted to bring it in. And I think that I'll make that my new catchphrase here. Do they got that dog in them?
I'm thinking that's a spin-off of everything they do on Pat McAfee, that he's a dog. He's got a dog. Yeah.
Well, speaking of, the NBA draft was last Thursday. Any of them players got that dog in them?
Who gives a shit?
Keegan Murray does.
Oh my.
Who does, Joey?
Keegan Murray from Iowa went number 4 to Sacramento. Him and De'Aaron Fox are going to run this league.
Say, too bad he had to go to Sacramento, though.
Well, I mean, you guys were the ones arguing about having to build a team out of the draft last week, and now we're talking. No one gives a shit about the NBA draft. Well, what do you want here? Like, you hate it?
No
You like it?
no
What do you
one
want to
gives
do?
a shit about the NBA.
So I was just gonna say the best thing that happened to Tyrese Halliburton was Sacramento trading him.
Get him out of there.
Yeah, to the Pacers.
I think, like, legitimately, Joey, if there was, like, he could have gone to any team for sure. Bottom 3 had to have been Sacramento, right?
Oh God, yeah. No one likes the Kings.
So
No
that
one
that
likes
was
them at all.
I enjoyed Murray last year for Iowa. You know, being a huge Iowa State fan, I enjoyed Murray. And that's the first thing I thought was, oh God, Sacramento. When I saw that, like, sorry.
Yeah, like even if he would have ended up in Orlando or even Detroit would have actually been cool with Cade Cunningham, but Sacramento, man.
Well, and Luka Garza, dude, for
in
Detroit.
No,
Yeah.
Luka. Oh, Luka. Yeah, I was thinking Luka Doncic. Sorry, but yeah, Luka
so many
Garza.
national players of the year, you just forget them all, huh?
Well, Garza's a very, very limited role player, so
yeah. No, I just feel like Keegan going to Sacramento, just real quick, I feel like that took all the fun of being able to make fun of him, because it's like if he would have done well with the Magic, like, oh yeah, he's got some warm weather, but you know, he still sucks. It's just like, oh, he went to the one place, like, it's like I feel bad for making fun of him now. He went to the worst situation. They just small market. There's nothing exciting about the team. The bland colors, like light purple and gray. I mean, come on.
It would be like if, Iowa had a first team All-American quarterback that just out of nowhere, no one expected to happen, and then he goes to the Jets. Like, that's exactly what it feels like.
like Brees Hall.
Yeah, like Brees Hall.
Yes, Sean
Green. So yeah, we do know what it's like.
Yeah.
Brian, what I found out now is I really want you to be doing a weekly segment of all the teams' uniforms now.
Me?
Like, yeah, you. Like you do one NBA, one NFL, and one NHL or whatever per week for 32 weeks, MLB even. And yeah, you give us our take with the whole light purple and light gray thing.
No, fuck this. Yeah, I mean, the best one will be red and yellow, Chiefs colors. We know that's going to be an A+ on the scale, but
or the Philadelphia Stars or whatever they are.
Yeah, with Blob or whatever the fuck his name is.
I think they made the championship this weekend, so.
Oh, Jesus Christ! USFL updates. Who are they playing? I mean,
Houston.
No, they're not. The Houston didn't make the playoffs.
Wasn't it?
No, it was the Generals, wasn't it?
Oh, it could be
Birmingham Generals. Well, that's kind of cool. Hometown. Or no, that's Jersey Generals, isn't it?
Maybe Birmingham was the one. Hell, I don't know. Did anybody watch this?
No, I'm trying to find it right now. Nobody wants to. Yeah.
You know when I stopped watching Trent was when my team lost year fucking 0-3 pile of shit team.
I think that might have been the only game. Well, I think maybe Pittsburgh won 2.
It's the Stars versus the Stallions for the championship. So Birmingham, yep.
Yeah. I think my computer's going to break. Huh? I just clicked on a Fox News article, so I think my computer's going to break. But it's yeah. The Stallions killed the Breakers. Jesus.
You looking to get in a reverse mortgage over there, Joey, or what are you doing?
Basically, I'm out of it now.
God, Joey, close out of it. Otherwise, in about 15 minutes, he's going to be sitting here going, you know what, Tucker Carlson kind of has some points. I don't know. Oh, fuck.
Nope.
No. Good. As much as we shit on each other's teams, I'd say good on Keegan Murray for going fourth. Like I said, The joke is he had to go to Sacramento. So, best of luck to him. Hopefully he gets the Tyrese treatment, gets traded out of there. They think they're going to keep building up these picks around De'Aaron Fox, you said, or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Good luck.
You're right.
So.
Yeah, I think, I don't know. As far as the rest of the draft went, I was surprised Jabari Smith went 3. I thought he was the best overall prospect as far as NBA goes. Him going to Houston is going to be awesome for him in his career. They do, for all of Houston's faults, they have a amazing, what do I want to call it, like a development program going on there with all their young guys and stuff. And even when James Harden was there and they were building around him with young guys, I mean, they were doing really well with things. They just know how to build people up.
What would you say is a big fault about Houston, though? Are you saying like it's bad that they have a player that's making $47 million and didn't play? Is that bad?
No.
He's a fucking. Oh my god. Go. Sorry. Go ahead.
You're fine. Wait, which player are you talking about?
John Wall, dude.
Oh yeah.
He's only played 47 games the last. If he played 0 games 3 years ago, 47 games 2 years ago, and then they had that issue where they were trying to like basically tank and he didn't play. He made like $110 million and only played 47 games.
That's still almost as many or less. In the way, that's less than Kyrie.
That's less than Kyrie for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, in Kyrie's, some of it before this year was injury though. So I'm not going to fault a guy for that. Like if he was 47 injured, yeah, but like just the sitting out and then him re-upping his own contract and they have to pay him. I mean, Jesus Christ, man, $47 million and the guy didn't play last year.
But he's got his own song. John Wall. John Wall. John Wall.
John Wall going that there's a song about me is the same as Sacramento saying, remember that time we almost beat the Lakers? I mean, that's the equivalent of how relevant he's been. I mean,
Exactly. I mean,
I feel like John Wall's been a name since back in high school. I'm surprised he's still in the league.
Oh, yeah.
I got
He's on the Clippers now. So
while we're on hiatus here, smoking the peyote and everything, we need to create the next big song about Arch Manning, Arch Man, and then we make the next John Wall song. Is I guess what I'm getting at. We're gonna make a shit ton of money. I think it's a good idea. Trent, write that down. We'll have it by the beginning of next season.
Got it. We got like a month and a half to get this done.
Yeah, Joey, you got lyrics, okay? You know the most about NBA. Or shit. Yeah, I don't know why NBA. I'm getting him and John Wall mixed up now.
That's fine. I mean, I can do the lyrics. Arch Manning is the best.
Oh my
Gosh.
Yeah, we ain't going country with this thing. If you're going country, you just get out now. So, but no,
it's Longhorns. We have to go country.
Fuck, we do, don't we? We can do EDM. We'll get it figured out.
We can make it Texas country, so at least it'd be good.
Yeah, right. Or what do you call it? We can do red dirt country.
Yeah.
What's EDM? Is that electronic dance music?
Yes.
It is. Look at you putting letters together.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm smart.
No, let's do dubstep, and then on the drop, it just yells Omaha. Instead of where
no
it screams
lyrics
out monsters
at all.
Yeah. Wait for the drop. Omaha. Yes.
I think we could do like a Bill Nye the Science Guy, just like Arch guy, the throwing guy, like Peyton is his uncle, Arch, and we just fucking chant his name a little bit. But I think we keep brainstorming this thing. We'll have it in about 30 minutes or so.
Maybe by the end of this pod, we might have a new song out.
Trent, weren't you huge into dubstep back in college?
No.
I was.
I think I heard like one song.
I could have swore it was you. But I remember someone in college just like, oh my god, dubstep is the coolest thing ever.
Just robots having sex is what it is.
I still listen to Skrillex like at least twice a week.
Yeah, no, Trent, don't be sitting here and don't act like you didn't like scary monsters and nice sprites, okay? I can see you. I mean, with those glasses, with the rectangular glasses, you kind of look like Skrillex a little bit. Now you need the super long hair, but you're halfway there with the glasses, basically.
So who is this?
Skrillex.
And then Dead Mouse and Face Nectar. And who else do we want to talk about?
You said, yeah, Dead Mouse.
Are you sure you didn't know Joey like 12 years ago, Ryan?
It might have been Joey.
Yeah, ran into him at a random bar.
I could have swore you were the dubstep man.
12.
Not dubstep.
I'm trying to think. It's 12 years ago. That would have been long enough where Joey drunkenly would have been telling people about how Sean Green was going to the NFL Hall of Fame. Is that around that timeline potentially?
I can see that.
So that's another example. Sean Green had a great career at Iowa, and then where does he end up? The fucking Jets, dude. And then so.
Oh, what are we sharing here with?
Yeah,
what is this?
Trent. All you literally need you don't even have to put on a full wig. You just need half a wig there because half your head needs to be shaved, and then just throw a wig on the other half, and you're Skrillex now.
If I literally saw this guy tomorrow on the street, I'd be like, "Excuse me, who are you?" Like, I would never.
I'm the guy whose bank account is way bigger than yours.
Yeah, if I ran into him tomorrow, I'd probably be saying something. If a guy looked like that, I'd probably be saying, "No, I don't want fries with that. Thank you, sir."
It'll be me when we make our Arch Manning podcast, or our Arch Manning song.
And actually,
who's the marshmallow head guy? Oh wait, he's right there. He's in the third.
No,
yeah,
there's two of them. There's Marshmallow and there's Dead Mouse.
Yep.
Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So these people are so terrible at making music, they have to hide their face.
What? Not Trent, it's because they're gonna get so much pussy if they get the mask off. They can't be in public without the mask.
Okay. My bad.
This mask is simply a pussy repellent. Otherwise, it would just get so exhausting how much pussy they'll get. Like,
I mean,
like,
you saw
imagine
Skrillex's face.
Like, think back in the day, you'd be a groupie for a band, and they'd kind of be sitting around strumming around. You're like, listen to this new tune, whatever, and then they're like, hey ladies, listen to this, and then they just hit play, and then they sit there. How do you like it? You know, like.
Like I said, they're so terrible at making music, they have to hide their face.
Well, pussy repellent, I'm telling you.
I stand behind what I said, okay?
Fuck. So.
Well, did Christian Braun's mom win the draft?
I was trying to figure out what the opposite of pussy repellent, because that's whatever it was. She had it because it was bringing the cameras towards her.
She won the draft.
Yeah. Well, old Clark isn't here to represent KU. So, but Christian Braun's hot mom is another victory for the Big 12 here. That's all I'm going to say. So when I was making the itinerary for this, I was like, I was typing it up, and like I had a few minutes of, like, at the end of the day, so I was like, I'll just get this typed up. We have nothing else going on, and a coworker came up to me because I was trying to find a picture. So in our itinerary, we have a picture of it, everyone, just for behind the scenes here. But I was trying to find the best picture to convey it. And all people saw me at work was looking up Christian Braun's mom and trying to find a good picture to copy and paste. And they're like, do you want to do that not at work? I was like, oh, fuck. So I closed that out. And I was like, yeah,
fine. You want to do that not at work?
Yeah, I was like, whatever. I mean, it's not like I'm looking anything worse. It was just I needed a quick, 5-second photo. I was being too picky with it. And like a 15-second ordeal, people caught me with it. Red-handed, not in a bad way either.
Can somebody?
So I guess there's another guy, Dyson Daniel. His mom, I guess, popped up all over headlines too. But yeah,
so
it's crazy what we watched the draft for.
The other thing I wanted to ask you about Christian Braun's mom is does Christian Braun's mom have that dog in her, guys? That I think we need to discuss.
All she got to do is ask for it.
Get her in the dog position, and then she'll have that dog in her. Is that what you're saying?
I mean, you take it how you want to take it.
Okay, well, I told her that same thing. So, yeah,
okay,
that was all I took away from the NBA draft. Our favorite school's star player Chet Holmgren, he went to Oklahoma City, which I could care less about. But they do have, apparently they have 2 7-foot tall. Who's the center for Oklahoma City right now, Joey?
Good fucking question.
It doesn't matter. They're both 7 foot tall. There's 2 of them now, and they call themselves the Slim Towers. I thought that was kind of cool. One of them is number 17. The other one's number 71. Holmgren's number 71. So I was like, yeah, whatever. He's a different number. That's kind of cool. But that's about the extent of that point.
Now I'm curious on who it actually is.
Yeah. I saw that he went second, and it was like, is he going to be the next Adam Morrison from Gonzaga to the NBA and not hold up? I mean, he's like 6'11" and weighs 165 pounds.
Well, it kind of reminds me of Kevin Durant a little bit. Where we're all going to say he can't bench press 185 pounds, can't do his thing. If he bulks up just enough where he's not going to get beat up down low, I'm sure he'll be just fine. But I guess it kind of depends on the system around him too.
Yeah, there's been a lot of people talking about him, his comp being Kevin Durant, and I don't know. I didn't see enough of his distance shooting in college to make that comparison, but whatever. He also broke Steph Curry's ankles in a pickup game once, so that went viral. So yeah, he's got great handles especially for a big guy, but to me, he just doesn't have the shot yet. But I don't know. What do I know?
I feel like, though, his breaking Steph's ankles, it was he kind of leaned this way, and then his one step took Steph Curry's 4. So Steph kind of has to run up on his long ass fucking lanky steps, but
He just got crossed up.
yeah, he just got done crossed up.
Remember that time LeBron James got stuffed on camera and they had to delete it off the internet because LeBron forced it?
Oh,
No.
on at his NBA camp.
Yeah.
Right?
LeBron's never been dunked on.
Oh yeah, thank you.
There you
Trent. So
go.
people can actually see the picture of what I was talking about there.
Yeah.
But yeah, she does got that dog in her.
Jeez. We were talking about not having to edit stuff earlier. I don't know.
I think we're doing fine. We haven't said anything crazy obnoxious yet.
I know.
One take. That's what this podcast is about. One take only.
Yep.
Yeah,
We pride ourselves on our professionalism being able to do it in one take.
That's right. We should rename it One Take Only.
Oh, I like it. Unedited. You won't be able to handle our hot takes. And it's just like, I hate LeBron a little bit more than you do. Oh, fuck.
Joey's going to be sending us a long list of things before next season. Be like, all right, guys, these are the ground rules. No LeBron slander.
No LeBron until the final 5 minutes, because it's just going to devolve into a path that we can't get out of. Look, we're already spiraling down right now.
Everyone can hate on LeBron as long as they equally hate other stars that have had to build and force teams. Like, as long as you hate Kevin Durant the same as LeBron.
Hey, I'm
whatever.
good with hating people like Aaron Rodgers. 73 days till NFL football, guys.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
We're just a little over 2 months.
This is Ryan transitioning because he hates talking NBA.
NBA sucks. I am sorry. I will say one thing. The NBA playoffs this year were actually pretty dang good. But the other 6 months out of the year, the NBA sucks.
But
yeah.
you might be the one that did that, Ryan, but Joey's totally right. I would always tell him, man, fuck the playoffs. I hate LeBron. I just, if he wasn't in there, I'd watch it. I watched 0 minutes of NBA playoff basketball without LeBron. So it affected me zero. So let the poor guy in if he can buy another team, bring in a few more all-stars. We'll get from there.
Hey, he got his coach fired. He can get some star players in with a new regime.
Okay, real quick. Last thing before, because honestly, is Kyrie for sure going to Lakers, or is that still just like a heavy rumor right now?
It's a heavy rumor. I just read that they are heavily pursuing him, and I think Westbrook's already out. So,
yeah,
I thought that didn't I read something tonight that he's going to stay with the Nets 4 years or something like that?
Yeah, so they're trying to do a sign and trade, and
okay.
He either does a sign and trade to the Lakers, or no one's going to pick up his option.
No,
so
I didn't understand that. I saw the signing with the Nets. I was like, I guess he's staying there.
No, they'll probably do a sign and trade if anything.
Okay.
Yep.
The A11 even. So
anyway, we can move on.
Yeah.
What used to be really good about the NBA was back in the day. Sorry, just keep on. Back in the day, like that's when the new Call of Duty first trailers would be released was during the NBA Finals. They don't even do that anymore. Even Call of Duty's like, you know what? Screw the NBA. We'll send a tweet out, and more people will see this tweet than if it was on the NBA Finals.
And they do well, and they got a lot more personalized ads now. Like I know the newest Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2, like they had a national campaign. They had one with like Pete Davidson, and then they had one with like Tim the Tatman. So I think they're kind of slowly going from like the big national commercial, kind of cutting it down to like, hey, why don't we just include these people in the community, bring in someone like Pete Davidson that everyone loves and or hates, and they're going to talk about them.
Who likes Pete Davidson?
Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, that's true. Does Pete Davidson have that dog in him?
So, one of my all-time favorite bloopers was on Parks and Rec when they're talking about comeback stories, and and they're naming comeback stories, and Chris Pratt's like this person, Kim Kardashian. They're like, I don't think Kim Kardashian had a comeback. He goes, I thought she had cum on her back in the video.
It's either that one for me or Chris Pratt going to the doctor, and he just has to list symptoms, and he talks about he's doctor. When I take a poop, I wipe, and I have to keep wiping. Still poop, still poop. It's like a marker back there. My favorite blooper of his.
It turns out he did a lot of ad-libbing in that show, and he was pretty damn funny on some of the stuff he did.
Oh God, yeah.
Now he's kind of Mr. Serious Action Star. Check out Prime for the terminal list, but
I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Once you start taming dinosaurs, you become a serious actor. You know.
Yeah.
Blue,
I didn't know
Alpha,
what you guys were doing.
Charlie. Joey comes back and there's 3 people. We're trying to hold Joey back. We didn't want him to go crazy.
Come back. Here's the force.
Yeah. Oh shit! Jurassic World, my lord. Do we want to fucking? Do we want to move on to golf here? Or
next up, Ryan transitioned really good about Aaron Rodgers to the NFL, but the next thing on here is golf. So I don't know where you're going with that, Ryan.
I was just trying to change the subject of the NBA, and I ended up taking it back to the NBA. So it's
one more thing. Here's what I love about back in the day in the NBA.
But I did want to say, hey, 73 days till NFL football. We're getting closer, you know.
Oh yeah, dude. 61 for college football. We're slowly getting back. This is the shitty part. Is we're in the slowest part of the year with sports, and it just. I was watching on ESPN2. They're doing a parody of ESPN8. The Ocho from Dodgeball, and they're doing corgi races, like names of the corgis, fucking where they're from. This is ESPN2. There's nothing else going on. Apparently not.
Yep. So yeah, we can talk about golf transitioning from that then. Nothing else. Yeah. So Live Golf has kind of been dominating the headlines. Although the U.S. Open was pretty dang good a couple weeks back. Even the Travelers this last weekend was really good, but the PGA announced within the last week their kind of answer to the Live Golf Series, and they're just all of a sudden randomly found a bunch of money somehow. Crazy that they did that, but there's 8 tournaments, 8 of the biggest tournaments of the year, like the Arnold Palmer Invitational, the Players Championship. They're going up to like $20 million per championship. Then.
How much more is that compared to what it was before?
So I've got a list here. Like the Genesis Invitational, that's the tournament that Tiger hosts. It's up from 12 million to 20 million. Same thing with the Arnold Palmer. The Players Championship is going up to 25 million from 20 million. The other ones look like they're going to 20 million from like 15 or 12. So it's a pretty good increase.
It's 20 to 60% increase on all the championships there. Holy shit.
Yeah. The other thing is they're kind of changing the FedEx Cup up. They're doing 3 events. Top 70 go to the first. And that top 70 gets their card for the next year. They're automatically in all the tournaments the following year. And then they're also making it so after that, there's a series of a few tournaments where people can secure their card, and the top 125 stay on the tour full time. They're all exempted for all the tournaments. So that was kind of their short-term answer to, okay, we're going to throw some more money into these bigger tournaments and try to make it easier for the top 125 to stay permanent. Yeah.
Now, in that FedEx, now you're talking about just staying on. You're not talking about that kind of year-round, like the FedEx Cup, like the biggest social media presence and like winning.
As far as I know, nothing's changed with that. And I know the FedEx Cup, they upped their money quite a bit in the last couple of years too.
Yeah, well, I think they did. Hold on, I gotta find the article. I think it's the social media presence here. Hold on, social media presence. Actually, like winning your tournaments or your placement, and then if you side with Saudi Arabia, you lose a bunch of points apparently. So I think if you look into that article, a lot of people are dropping in those FedEx rankings for sure.
Yeah, and so another thing too is people were concerned that they were going to buy the DP tour, which used to be the European. Yeah, I know, right? Big time. It used to be the European PGA, and they came out in the last week and said, hey, if you're going to one of these rogue or terrorist backed tours, you're going to be banned from us, which they did, and you're going to be fined also. So, within a week it was, oh my gosh, the Live is going to buy the European tour to, oh, okay, we're banned from all the tournaments of the European Tour now.
So
I
for
saw
the
that
DP,
the Live said that they would pay the fines for their players that are leaving that tour.
but hold on. So you're saying for the DP tour, if they go to if they go to the Live tour, they can't fill the hole at the DP tour anymore.
Yeah, that's exactly right. They gotta vacate that hole.
Well, then there's more holes to fill for the DP. I mean, hopefully they can get a couple guys in there.
Yep. I knew it was going to go to that.
As soon as the 2 letters came out of his mouth, I was like, yep.
You saw the cogs turning in the old cranium.
Yeah, I knew it wasn't going to be good. So there's that. The other thing was this last week, the LPGA had one of their majors, and Lexi Thompson, who's one of the best Americans, she had another collapse. I think she had like 4 bogeys in 6 or 7 of the last holes and lost by 1.
Yikes.
And so she kind of has a history of blowing big tournaments, unfortunately. But there was one headline article, and it was this: Lexi Thompson's behavior following women's PGA defeat sparks fierce debate. Her behavior was that she didn't go and talk to the press. So she didn't talk to the press, but then she went and signed autographs for fans afterwards. So my question to you guys, should professionals have to be going to talk to press afterwards?
I think so. I mean, I think that's part of the being a professional, to be honest. I know, like with this one, and you know, guess what? Who's kicking the biggest deal about it is the media, because now they have one less person to quote about it. But I know,
they make people like us in the media look bad.
Yeah, us in the media. Yes.
Exactly.
I think when you're like, and especially now, you're starting to see all these athletes starting to come out, and you know, Naomi Osaka, the Japanese tennis player, she's kind of done the same thing where she has stopped talking with the media, kind of when she feels like it. I don't know when Lexi Thompson does. I mean, personally, I mean, I do get it, but I think if you're healthy enough where you can go through a tournament like that, I think you got to be enough of a professional to be able to talk to the media afterwards. And guess what? It is going to suck. But I mean, I think that's part of it. That's why you're getting this big paycheck. Because guess what? If I could get my big paycheck from work and just take out the shitty parts of it, especially when I have to report when I do stuff bad, yeah, I would opt out of it if I could. But I'm getting paid to take the good and the bad.
Yeah, I can see that. I'm kind of on the opposite, where I'm just like, I don't feel like they owe reporters anything, but I totally get where you're coming from. You know, the only thing is though, like for me, it's like they're gonna write their own story, because apparently her behavior was bad just because she didn't go and talk to the reporter. But I mean, she still went and signed autographs for fans. So it's like you're kind of writing your own story. Like she was obviously frustrated and pissed off because she blew this huge tournament. But she didn't hurt anybody. She went and I guess went and did stuff with the people that, in my opinion, actually matter. You're the fans that pay to go to these events and stuff. But I mean, I can really see it both ways.
Yeah.
So her group was put on the clock too, and she was fined for slow play.
Yeah.
It said that they played that round in 5 hours and 45 minutes.
Yeah, and it's one of those things. Justin Thomas, I think, said it best, where it's kind of a read the room situation. You're in the final group of a major championship, and you know, slow play is crappy, but you're in the toughest situation of your life, basically, in that tournament. So I don't know. I think you need to read the room and say, okay, let's not worry about it for this one huge event. You know.
If you do that, then it's like, oh well, then how do you do it for this tournament? Or how do you
I think majors should be excused. Like if you're doing it for, you know, the local 2-person scramble at whatever. I don't think the smaller tournaments or the Phoenix, you know, the one that you always go to in Phoenix, I don't think those should, you know, be given an excuse. But these majors, I mean, the majors are what these players play for. I think those should be the excuse. That's what these 4 tournaments out of the year are what these players spend hours and hours grinding for.
Yeah, but I don't know. I just say, like, you can't do it for one and then not the other. That's I don't know, but it's just a judgment thing. No matter what you do it on or who, because then if you do it to some player, like, well, why didn't you do it to this player? It's a judgment thing, which sucks.
I think we should let them drink and smoke weed, and then they can talk.
That's right. That's right.
Really loosen them up, huh?
Yeah.
I think for those 4 tournaments out of the year, they're like, okay, unless it's just absolutely atrocious, which 5.5 hours is pretty dang bad. I'll say that. But I think for the 4 majors out of the year, I think that's when you're the one exception of, okay, these are the hugest tournaments on the planet. Let's just cut them a little slack on this one.
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of agree with Trent, though. I think you have to have an all or nothing because you give them an inch, they're going to take it a mile. You got to keep it black or white. It's yes or no. Yes, you always have to talk with them. I mean, and that's where also, with the media kind of kicking up a huge issue, then maybe don't be as big of assholes then. I guess, like, if you expect them to come in and answer your questions, and, people are going to interpret that differently. What is a tough question? What's a softball question? But I think either way, you got to make yourself present, or maybe do the Marshawn Lynch. I'm just here to not get fined, and you just sit there. I mean, whatever. I should just think you need to be available for sure.
I'm trying to think, about the whole with you saying, not to be such big assholes. I'm trying to think, what did Will Zalatoris say a couple weeks back after the U.S. Open? I'm trying to pull it up here.
Okay.
They were trying to give him putting tips and stuff like that, and it's just basically, I don't have. Let's see here.
Someone was trying to give the professional golfer golfing tips.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yep. I can see why he wouldn't have taken that one too lightly, but
yeah, I'm not able to see, but it's like I don't have time to to listen to these Twitter, Instagram assholes or something like that. Where it's true. I mean, these are the best. It seems like he's always in the top 5 in these majors, and it's like people like me going on Instagram saying, you know what, you need to do this. You need to change your putting, so you do this and that. And it's like, these guys know what they're doing. You don't have to sit there and grill them for 20 minutes, asking them, why'd you do it this way? Why'd you do it that way? In the moment, nobody's going to do what they do as good as they do.
Yeah. No, I agree.
Yeah, Instagram morons.
Yeah. Instagram morons. Yeah. He didn't call them cucks or something. He was kind of nice just calling them morons.
Yeah.
I really think if someone has a dog in them, they would answer the media. But
now we're really getting somewhere with that one, Joey.
They're gonna have that dog.
Gotta have that dog.
If you're gonna talk to the media, gotta got that dog in you.
Mm-hmm. So, did Obi-Wan? He got that dog in him?
Obi-Wan definitely has that dog.
Hey, 1 second there, Trent, before we go over to there. I like that. We're going to be doing the Open Championship preview on July 11th. The Open Championship is at St. Andrews from the 14th through 18th. And we will have to celebrate it being at the home of golf this year.
Yeah, so we talked about Will Zalatoris to get second place and get the career Grand Slam runner-up.
Yeah.
Damn,
yeah,
that will get him second place. That'll get him second place in every major tournament.
You're doing it on the 11th, you said?
Yes, that should be Monday.
Nice. Can you do it from a 7-Eleven on 7-Eleven?
We don't have those in South Dakota.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
Oh,
that's a city slicker type of thing, Joey.
Mm-hmm.
I can go up to the local Zip.
Okay.
Zippity doo dah.
Yeah.
For my Bill Cosby.
You know who does like to shop at a 7-Eleven?
Who?
Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
Obi. Obi.
Sure.
What a
just
shit transition.
Trent had such a good one. I was, just like we have to transition somehow.
Oh, fucking. Well, we're there. Kenobi. What'd you think, Ryan?
Fantastic. I hate to admit I was wrong because I don't know, a couple months back prior to Obi-Wan, I was like, I don't need this series. This isn't something that I'm really looking forward to. Heck, this was the best Star Wars series yet. It was fantastic.
I agree. I have read lately, like afterwards, because now I've been invested with a few of the scenes and rewatching them and stuff. And it sounds like this story that they had with Kenobi, and I think they did it right. But it sounds like originally this was supposed to be a trilogy movie. I almost look at like something like this, cutting it down to 6. Like it was still 6 hours worth of a movie or whatever. But I think they really done it well. Like I almost feel like a limited series like this, and this is a weird transition just to bring it up, but I feel like the Hobbit movies, I really didn't like them too much. I feel like if they would have waited a few years and you could have had it as a mini series like this, it would have worked a little bit better, kind of cut down on some of those times. I don't know, Joey, you're kind of Lord of the Rings expert, but I don't know. I just feel like when you have a long enough story like that, instead of making it a whole trilogy, or like Harry Potter Part 1 and 2 movies, part whatever. I think it's just a lot of it works better. You just have 6 hours, 8 hours that you can work with in a season now, compared to making a full fledged movie out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can push pause just as many times in a movie and get up and go do something as I can, waiting for the next episode to start. So, for me, it really doesn't matter. I like both scenarios. When I'm into something and I can't get enough of it, like Game of Thrones type stuff, I want it to go as long as possible. Like, just keep pumping that content out to me. Yeah, put that in my veins. Yeah, direct in there, baby. But no, Obi-Wan was just amazing. It was so good. I may even go back and watch Boba Fett. Retry and watch.
Just skip the first 4 episodes.
Yeah.
Those are the only ones I've watched so far.
Yeah, those were the worst ones. You quit too early.
Yeah, you literally quit right as Mando came back and made the series good. So
Obi-Wan was so good, I may go finish Better Call Saul.
Because got you inspired to rewatch these series.
They're related.
But
it was really good, really, really good. I hope whatever the next Star Wars series to come out, I hope whatever it is, they have better chase action scenes.
I've got it. Let me pull it up here.
Yeah, that was this. They still struggled with the chase scenes in this series, but that is literally about the one negative. Even the little girl's acting was pretty good. I don't expect the most out of child actors, but she did pretty well. I mean, I also enjoyed, because I'm sure we can talk about the fight as long as well, but I put in there, I really enjoyed in this series. They kind of did both things from The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker, where you had, in those series, I know there's a lot of shit given to about how Rey could do, the lightning blast, and she could use the Force and stop a ship. And I think it was maybe even the first one in the new trilogy where she lifted all those rocks. You literally saw Kenobi and Darth do those same things here. So at least it kind of puts in, like, I guess, like, for me, it's like a power scale. You also see now other people have done it. It's a legitimate use of the Force, rather than people thinking like, oh, they're just trying to, be woke and make this Rey the new, big thing. I enjoyed it where, Darth with ease stopped a ship. Kenobi in the fight lifted up all those fucking, instead of, having the high ground, he just had the ground and threw it at Darth. I enjoyed every single part of it.
That was the best I didn't hear no bell situation ever. The next one is called Andor, and that starts August 30th. I think it's got like 12 or 14 episodes or something like that. With a synopsis: before he met Jyn Erso and helped get the Death Star plans to I don't know what that is. Cassian Andor had plenty of solo adventures. Andor follows the titular rebel spy during the formative years of the rebellion, the alliance that would ultimately bring down the Empire decades later. Andor serves as a prequel to Rogue One, taking place 5 years before the events of the film.
Okay.
Which, in my opinion, Rogue One is like the only good Star Wars movie in the last however.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, hell. Diego Luna's in it? I love Diego Luna. But I have no idea who this Andor character is, like, and how he fits in anything, so...
Have you seen Rogue One?
Yeah.
Okay.
I must have just missed his part in there.
I think that is one thing that the Star Wars did learn from Rogue One is, if you want to make something good, include Darth Vader. He makes everything that much better. But no, I would say this episode. I mean, this was, I think, literally about exactly what everyone wanted. You know, that you did have kind of the side part where Reva was chasing down, Luke and Uncle Owen and Aunt Beru. They prove they have some worth because you feel like in the original trilogy they're literally just there, and then the next part they're a steaming pile of ash. So it kind of gives their characters a little more depth, but. I would say that. I mean, I don't think you could have choreographed a better fight scene between those guys.
Right.
Yeah, and one of the complaints I had in one of the prior episodes was how Obi, kind of looks slow, but man, did it look good here.
Mm-hmm.
Like he definitely got his mojo back. That's for sure.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. He like, I know they kind of I think they usually kind of portray Sith as more aggressive and Jedi as more defensive fighting and only strike when absolutely necessary. But there's definitely a lot of aggression towards it, and in the back and forth on it. And like you said, I didn't hear no bell coming back, and then just absolutely beating the fuck out of him. Like it was kind of one of those. There's a couple moments like. Everyone uses the actual lightsaber to, be defensive with it. When he was using the hilt of it and he bashed his chest, I guess, I don't know what you call it, his CPAP machine, so he stopped fucking breathing. That was badass because you just beat the fuck out of him and you could hear the wheezing. And then, like, audibly, I was watching that episode and you're like, oh man, I'm really getting into this. When he did kind of the final long jump when he struck Darth in the face, out loud. That's one of the, I think, few times I've ever watched a movie, and I just went, "Oh fuck!" Like out loud. Mm-hmm. I'm just watching it by myself. It was definitely one of those moments where, I mean, like I said, they couldn't have done it better. And then the whole, I love the when it was him talking with Anakin and Darth at the same time. The simple use, like I said, it doesn't take much for me apparently, but the simple use of when he was talking with Anakin, the blue shining on his face and saying, "I'm not your failure, Obi-Wan." Relieving him of that guilt of all these years, having that on him, telling him, that it's not your failure. You didn't kill Anakin, Anakin, I did. And then he switches back to red and here's Darth come back again. And he said, "Now my friend is truly dead." So it was, 10 out of 10. You couldn't have made it better, I don't think.
You cried a little bit, didn't you?
Well, teared. Yep. Cried at how beautiful it was. I cried at how beautiful Ewan McGregor was. It was great series.
Even the sound of him switching between the use of the respirator and just himself talking, the sound was so well done with that too.
Mm-hmm. No,
yep.
absolutely.
One thing I did notice that I don't think we brought up yet is you talked about Leia being awesome as a child actor and stuff. Mm-hmm. Why did they make Luke such a sheltered doofus? He barely talked, barely did anything, and I'm like, Leia is such this badass decision maker, soon to be princess queen, and then Luke is a doofus that's stuck in a hobbit hole. I bet you
that is a little bit just the upbringing, think she's an upper class princess in the city, that they're grooming her to be part of the Senate, to be a leader. They've kind of got to push that. And then they got, Luke, where it's like they want him to just be a boy. They don't want him to be anything, be any more, expose him to any of that. Probably because they know he's going to be exposed to it soon enough. So just letting him probably just be a child. But yeah, he was just kind of like, here's Leia being a smartass to Obi-Wan. And then, Luke only had a very limited moment. They're just like, run. The kid ran pretty well until he didn't.
But then at the end, even, I mean, they've got Leia interacting with everybody. And then Owen or whatever is like, "Ben, do you want to meet him?" And it's like, wait, you're not even going to let this kid meet this guy that just saved his life? Give him, you can't even let him do that. He's that sheltered. But
we got the classic hello there from Ewan McGregor. So that's what we needed out of it.
Yeah, I guess there's a ton of kids that are homeschooled and they turn out fine. So whatever.
Yeah, they just need Joey Mahosky hates the social skills of young Luke Skywalker. What a terrible series. 4 out of 10. Fuck it.
Between the damn chase scenes and
that was legitimately bad. That had me worried early on, where that guy here's the branch, he just runs up. Oh, how did it? Yeah, that was terrible.
That was the worst.
But no, they definitely made up for it for sure.
Yeah.
Do you think that's? I don't see them doing any more Obi-Wan. Probably that's probably the end of this series.
He says he
I
wants
would
to keep
think so.
playing it. I mean, if they can get the right part, I don't see why not.
Yeah. Which with these series, that seems like they're able to do.
Mm-hmm.
I don't quite understand. Like I said earlier, for me, and that's just my opinion. You guys probably think way different than me, but truly for me, Rogue One is the only movie in the last 10 years that I thought was good. I thought 7 through 9 were terrible. Solo was so whatever, but they hit it out of the park with these series every time. I don't understand why it's so much harder for them to make a good movie than it is to make a good series.
Well, I think I will go ahead, Joey.
Oh, I was just gonna say maybe because with these series they can do 6 hours, and with a movie they're only doing 2.5, 3. So maybe they're trying to shove a ton into one movie or something. I don't know, but yeah, I kind of agree with you.
I think specifically that there was definitely some parts that I did enjoy about this newest sequel, or I'm sorry, this newest trilogy. But I think the one thing is I know for sure they didn't have a cohesive plan going into the trilogy. I mean, you could even look at they had J.J. Abrams do Episode 7, and then they brought in Ryan Johnson, and because of the backlash of the artistic liberties that he took, and different trying to expand the universe outside of Skywalkers and Palpatines a little bit. And then they said, nope, we can't do that. And then they brought in J.J. Abrams. And I think the one thing that might have saved Episode 9 was just the fan service out the fucking ass. So they tried to throw everything back in there. Somehow they brought in, Leia after Carrie Fisher passed a couple years before that. She was in the movie, but Mark Hamill wasn't, other than his voiceover in one of the final scenes. So I don't know. I think they just honestly, I have heard they didn't have the cohesive plans, and they just you could tell, like you said, they didn't know it was going to end, so they kind of just threw the whatever at the wall, see what stuck, and then they reverted back to the fan service on Episode 9. So
Well, and then I see on Episode 9 too, and I pointed it out with my Jurassic World review, is Colin Trevorrow did that one too, along with Jurassic World, this new one. And I mean, he's good with the fan service because that was like the only good thing that was part of Jurassic World. So, you brought in what's his nuts for Mandalorian, that just doesn't seem like he can do anything. What?
Who are you? They brought in Filoni?
John Favreau.
Oh, Favreau. Okay, sorry, wrong.
Well, and Filoni too. Yeah. I mean, and so it seems like, they must, I don't know if they just have a super big passion for Star Wars, and these other guys are like, well, it's a paycheck and I'll do, some things to write a story. But yeah, it seems like they've gotten the right people for the series, and they cannot hammer down who to get for the movies.
Yeah. I don't know. And yeah, I mean, and honestly, even with the TV as well as they've done, there's been plenty of episodes, even in Mando and stuff, where like this one you could tell was worse, or they brought in a different director and it just didn't work. Unfortunately, with Mando, or I mean, well, with Obi-Wan here, or I'm sorry, Kenobi. You get 6 shots. If one episode's bad, that's fine. You get 5 more shots. The movies you get 1 for 1. If it's not good, you're on to a different director and hope that they pick up for it. So.
And that's the crazy thing with Boba Fett was, I mean, my biggest complaint were the 2 episodes that Robert Rodriguez touched, where I just thought those were kind of kiddie-ish and terrible, but then the other ones were really good. And so yeah, it's kind of funny how one person can just really mess up an episode or a movie, and then these other ones just make masterpieces.
Yeah, really bring it to life. I mean, and that's going to be kind of anything. You got that one person that just has that ability to, they have the vision in their mind and they're able to bring it to the screen. And that, I mean, like I said, I think there's few parts in Kenobi that didn't feel like that. Everything felt like it was kind of cast perfectly. I mean, as simple as it was, you're expecting Darth, coming in, you're like, well, it's Disney Plus. They're not going to get too crazy. And within fucking 15 seconds, you walk around snapping people's necks. You're like, oh, fuck, okay, this is a little different than Disney Plus and, ho-hum. We can't show blood or anything, but apparently you can hear the and someone's just neck snaps in half, so. So I don't know. Like I said, I hope, they kind of, like you said, brought me back in with Star Wars. I'll probably give that Andor a chance. It's been a while since I've seen that Rogue One, but Expect outside of Skywalker's lightsabers. Let's see a little bit, more out of it.
There is a trailer for Andor, and it does look pretty appealing. It looks really good.
Nice.
Do they have to go to Tatooine in this show too, or can we finally see other planets?
That's a good question.
It always, God, it's like any type of lore. It's like, well, it's the rarest metal in the world. Guess where it are in the galaxy? Guess where it is? Tatooine. Well, we got to find the one per Tatooine. It's like they're just check in the middle of the desert everywhere. That's where the metals, the people, everything is apparently.
Yeah.
So you're saying you were worried about the gore and stuff because it's on Disney Plus. What about some Amazon Prime shows that have some blood and gore and also orgasms?
Yeah, the other bodily fluids. A lot of semen in this last episode of The Boys, wasn't it?
Yeah, there was a lot of jizzle all over the place.
Well, I think we kind of expected that, Joey, when the episode or the title of the episode Herogasm. That
Yep.
kind of I expected it. There probably wasn't as much as I expected though.
Yeah, I feel like maybe they cut that down and kept building up the storyline of hunting down Homelander with Soldier Boy and stuff. Spoiler alert! I said last week I wasn't going to spoil shit. This week, this episode was too damn good. I'm just going to go balls deep.
Honestly, we can't talk about it this late into it and not actually talk about it. But I mean, I guess what were your initial thoughts on it, Joey?
I believe I texted you and said, "Holy shit, this is amazing!"
Yep.
Yeah, the whole episode was good between the actual like superhero sex going on and then all the storyline around it. Huey like jumping in and just getting naked and then fighting with everyone else against Homelander, and it was a great episode. I thought we were going to see the end of Homelander for a second, and then all of a sudden. He uses his laser eyes to jetpack the fuck out of there. So crazy.
It was finally the first time, in the series, because we've always kind of seen him cop out of fights where you don't see him beat the shit out of anyone. He kind of either it's one punch and they're dead, or it's laser eyes, cut them in half, and they're kind of done. Kind of like Superman with anyone would, but I was kind of. I would say I'm trying to think at the beginning of the episode, like you said, just so we're not kind of cutting back and forth. But it was kind of interesting, when they are on the hunt, where they know everyone. You're kind of seeing where everyone's converging. They keep talking about the twins and how they're in Vermont, and then, like you said, they're all they're going to what ends up being this Herogasm. But it was funny, like thinking about it. We were kind of talking about last week. This Soldier Boy that's been on ice since the '80s. He first comes out and he sees all the pride, pride parades and pride, and like, oh my god, like he's shocked at how the world has changed since then. And then they're talking about, do you even know how to find these people? You don't know what a GPS is or the internet. He's like, you're just making those words up. Those aren't real things. It was funny kind of seeing him come to it, but no, it was probably the best episode of the series that I've seen so far. We had great shows that we were watching this last week. Both I think were 10 out of 10 episodes.
Oh yeah.
So we finally saw, that this was apparently a very famous, comic and moment in the series, this Herogasm. As much as like, if we want to just talk about, Joe, you want to talk about an orgy for a minute here?
Yeah.
I was surprised at how much like they talked about it. Trent and Ryan, in case you're, if you really want to buy into the series, when they initially walk up to the house and they realize it's this Herogasm orgy, man walks out with like a 7-foot long dick, and they're standing there talking, and like the next scene, it's just like sitting right next to this guy's face, and he's, what the fuck? He get your love snake out of here or something, and there's just so many just comical scenes like that. There's clearly, that's the guy that didn't want to be there. So guess what? He's walking around this orgy, like trying to. He's also very where they have it, we can't get germs on you. Not claustro or not.
Germophobic.
Yeah, thank you. That's simple enough word. Very germophobic. He's kind of like walking around, not trying to touch anything, and then of course someone walks up, and then he like just juices are on him. He's, what the fuck? He throws his jacket off, and they're trying to find this these twins to avoid them from being killed. And then he opens up a door, and you just hear as he's opening the door, shooting ropes, and then like comically just a wave over of him of jism. So it was.
Mhm.
I don't know. I know this probably isn't selling you guys on how good this show is, but like
Was this the season finale?
no, they still have a couple more episodes coming up.
Yeah.
So we have more to look forward to. But this one, like they're talking about, like it literally started the. I guess we should have started with this. Like the episode started with, this is not suitable for any like all audiences. By the way, not suitable for any audiences. And it's like this is like we had a lot of fun making this episode, but it depicts, it's very graphic, NC-19 material. It depicts. The next point I was going to get to bestiality. It gets into all this stuff. It talks about it just like basically we spent a shit ton of money and we made our FX people have to make this come to life here. So
none of this is real. There's a lot of CGI.
yeah, none of this is real because like they have a character called the Deep, and he is the Aquaman equivalent of going underwater. There's a scene of him walking in fucking an octopus. This show. This show, I mean, there's no easy way to get around talking about that, but it is, like I said, it's got it's got some of the best humor in it because you don't have to worry about what you say, swearing, whatever. It is like I said, I think both of you would enjoy this type of show because it's very, I mentioned in here, it's very satirical. It makes fun of real life so much. I mean, it makes fun of, this Homelander. He talks about earlier in the season about how I'm better than you, and he it's this very political satire. Like it feels like his supporters are white Americans from age 18 to 45. Well, we know you kind of get what they're trying to get at, where what his his stance is going to be. They make fun of like the stupid remember Kendall Jenner when we were it was police riots and she walks up and gives someone a fucking Pepsi and all of a sudden no one wants to fight anymore. Like they remake that exact same thing, but it's like to them sell one of the superheroes energy drinks. There is also, at this point there is a this soldier boy that they get introduced. He creates an explosion, kills 19 people. People aren't feeling safe. So they have a bunch of celebrities sing Imagine, like the exact parody, and they bring in like there's an appearance by I think Patton Oswalt, there's Ashton Kutcher, Mila Kunis. I mean they just go above and beyond on everything, man. I really fucking enjoy this show.
Oh yeah, it's great, and it's just it checks all of my boxes with funny action, gore, sex, like all of it is just it's good. It's really really fucking good.
Well, I absolutely love the and you're kind of seeing the after effects of it, but I loved Billy Butcher that he's been taking the V. Homelander zaps him, thinks he's killed him, and that full-fledged fight between Homelander and Huey, Billy Butcher, and Soldier Boy. I absolutely love he zaps him. He goes, "What the fuck?" And then all of a sudden he's like, "What the hell did you do?" And they have that, he tells him he went scorched earth, and that fucking Joey, do you know how to share your screen? Because if you can, I'd love if you could find that crazy look of Keith Urban with that bloody smile, like that crazy look in his eyes. I mean, that was probably one of those moments where all of a sudden, these soups that have never had to deal with a human actually being able to compete with them. Now all of a sudden they have an anecdote where they can become a superhero for 24 hours. Now all of a sudden the playing field's leveled, and all these now you could feel this superhero, or I'm sorry, Homelander, the Superman equivalent, I wouldn't say fear, but all of a sudden he's starting to like how the hell is this guy competing with me? So I don't know.
You mean to say Keith Urban?
Isn't that his name?
The country singer?
No, the Urban. He was in Lord of the Rings. You should know his name.
Definitely wasn't Keith Urban.
When you said Keith Urban, I was like, wait, is there a crazy Keith Urban picture I'm supposed to know about? No, I got what you're doing now, but I was
Carl Urban.
Confused for a second.
Carl Urban. Gee, you're acting like I was so far off here. Just let me go on the
you weren't. I was just making sure.
But no, yeah, I would say that was definitely one of those, and they, like I said, they of course, that bloody smile where he's fucking going after a Homelander. It's I don't know. It was definitely one of the probably the best episode of the series so far.
Definitely not Keith Urban.
Yeah, that is not for sure Keith Urban. That is now Carl Urban. He was also in Lord of the Rings. I'm trying to think what else.
I was so goddamn confused.
I wasn't going to say anything because I was just like, "Go to Keith Urban make a cameo in the show."
I thought the same thing.
He could have. He might have been in the orgy scene. We didn't
man.
know. Well, I don't know whose asses were whose. I don't know.
it's hard to know.
But no,
Awesome.
I'll say just with the overall series, Joy, I'm kind of excited to see how, now that they're hearing this Soldier Boy, which is basically the original Homelander coming back, it's going to be interesting how Homelander continues to have people fall away from him, kind of like with, the best comparison is Daenerys, this all-powerful being where now people are slowly, not following him, used to be beloved, and how he's going to go about it. And he was having that kind of not psychotic episode, but him talking to himself about how he needs to kill the little piece of human left in him.
Right.
So.
Yep, it's very reminiscent of Daenerys. Yeah, I'm excited about the rest of the season for sure. I kind of think we're gonna lose a few characters because not only do I think Homelander is gonna get got, but I also think that this radiation that's going on, that's why everyone's nose and ears are bleeding.
Yeah.
Because at first I thought it was just the 24-hour V stuff, but then Starlight had been around Soldier Boy long enough, and her nose started bleeding, and I was like, "Oh, I think it's the radiation."
I thought that was from Nala. I thought it was the woman that could make her that could make her head blow up. I thought that was her causing a nosebleed. But
I just thought because all three were bleeding that maybe it was because of the radiation. But
yeah, I mean they keep checking that, so I don't know. I mean, I'm sure there's. I don't think they're going to get rid of Homelander. He's too good of a villain to get rid of this early. I mean, I'm trying to think of who else that they could get rid of. I mean, I'm sure Frenchie and or Kamiko, one of them is going to die, at least one. Mother's Milk potentially does. I think they kind of keep the main, I think Billy Butcher, I think Huey still's there. I think Starlight. I mean, I don't know. I think a lot of these characters that are leaving, like, Black Noir, he was like one of the last few guys that was on Homelander's side. I'm sure he passed, it potentially is killed. Trying to think, A-Train just died,
A-Train just died.
All these people that are around Homelander or on his team are slowly passing away. Like I said, kind of bringing on the whole issues that he has with he can't trust no one else. But I'm sure there's going to be plenty. The one point actually before I forget, I'm wondering how with like they arrested Stan Edgar earlier in the season. It'll be interesting to see how that goes about because I think there is like a preview of him going to Congress. It'll be interesting to see how that plays out with the company's starting to go under lose control because Homelander's running it into the ground. How that's going to play with him having the most influence and the most power and being a regular human being.
Yep, 100%.
I'm looking forward to that for sure.
Yep. Yeah, I think that's all I got for it.
So Trent, orgies, superheroes shooting ropes. Does that get you excited for The Boys yet?
Didn't sell me, man.
Damn it.
There was plenty of boobs in there. There's plenty of butts. There's plenty of stuff in there. And there's one ass.
Plenty of dumping out.
Dump them out.
So. Come on, I think you'd enjoy it, bud.
Yeah. Hey, I did just last week I did see the new Suicide Squad, since it just came out and everything. It was enjoyable. It was enjoyable. Also, if every movie had Pete Davidson in it where he gets blown apart, be fantastic.
Yeah.
Did you like the Peacemaker character?
He was okay. He's Cena. I mean, I can't say I've ever been a huge John Cena guy, but
the Peacemaker series on HBO is pretty damn funny and good too.
Yeah.
Is part of the problem not liking John Cena in his movies because you can't see him?
That would probably be part. If I could see him, things would be way easier. Yeah.
Right.
That is one of the funniest prank calls ever, though.
Yes.
I would say that there is definitely. I would say that'd probably be worth a rewatch on that movie. I would say I did enjoy the first 20 minutes being a complete cover for the actual team. That was a pretty funny
Mhm.
bit, trying to bring them in. So I don't know. It was yeah. I mean, I think it sets up Peacemaker well, the actual TV show. I would, like I said, I would probably say Invincible or The Boys before Peacemaker,
Mhm.
but I would say you do you at that point. They're all great.
There's only one series of Peacemaker, so
Yeah, only one season, and it's all out now, so
Yeah,
you
one
don't have to
season.
wait week to week. So,
yeah. Yep.
any other
and
TV
we'll
shows or movies that we should recommend before we kind of wrap this thing up?
wrap up season 1.
I miss Barry. I need more Barry.
Mhm. Everyone does.
Yeah, we're about 700 days away from the next season, so you might want to buckle down.
God damn it.
Well, speaking of John Cena and wrestling,
Mhm.
Joey, is there any special podcast coming up here in the next few days? Or
Yeah, we'll shoot for Wednesday night right around 8 p.m. Follow us live either on YouTube or Twitter, and then I'll have that coming out either Thursday or Friday. Should be nice and quick. We'll go over UFC 276, which is a huge card coming out this week. And look for more of those smaller one-off podcasts between now and when we come back. I know, like Ryan said, he's going to do a golf one. Not a ton of UFC, but we might throw in a couple college football previews here and there. We'll see what happens. But during our hiatus, don't lose track of the socials. We'll always be Twitter, Instagram at Heartland Pulse, and as always, follow us on Facebook. But just keep up with what we're doing. I know that's a big ask, but yeah, if you could forgive us for taking a vacation or two, and then also just jumping back in, giving you a little more content here and there. Stick out with us.
Keep your eye open for Bryant's Arch Manning song. That'll be on TikTok near you soon, possibly OnlyFans.
It will be not on OnlyFans, Christ. That's
Possibly an OnlyFans version.
Yep. Honestly, we'll come up with the dance for the Arch Manning. I think since we talked about how he's got that shotgun or the shot put throw, I think that's just going to be the dance move. We're just going to shot put the ball into the air.
Yes.
Yeah.
So the difference between the TikTok version and the OnlyFans version will be the uncensored feet, basically.
Oh,
Exactly.
the
grippies.
I was gonna say the TikTok version is from the waist up. The OnlyFans is from the waist down. That's the
Either or.
There you go.
yeah. So
And that's
subscribe
how
to
we-
both if you want the full picture of it. You'll have to have two phones so you can see the full picture.
And that's how we end season 1, I guess.
Perfect.
With
What a
Grippies and the
perfect
Love
ending.
Snake.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you for following along. Like I said, we will be back, full time doing this around football season. So you've got some time to catch up. So go back and listen to all those old episodes.
Mm-hmm.
Our takes have just been so hot. We need to cool off a little bit here.
Yeah. So now's your chance. Hit the socials, hit the DMs. Let us know what you want to hear us talk about. We've got a couple months to figure this out, and we'll pick up on that in a few months.
And we're also going to have a Survivor type of kickoff. So whoever gets the least amount of votes, they're kicked off the pod. So Clark, Ryan, Joey, Ryan, Trent, whoever you hate the most, you can vote them off. We're only doing 5 seasons of this thing. Eventually, it's just going to be one person.
One person. Solo pod.
Yeah. There we go.
Wow.
Jeez, that's harsh.
I broke that out to you guys last minute. I didn't even tell you guys about that. Yeah, do the art again. I love it. Oh, fuck.
All right. Well, thank you for listening. Have a good weekend. Have a safe 4th of July. We do appreciate you following along.
Keep those fingies.
Yeah. Appreciate you guys.